It's getting how to waste the tea. Back with another EP. Appreciate y'all good folks sliding through this junk. Can y'all do your boy a favor as y'all roll on in? Can y'all smash that like button for your boy, whether you here for a good time or a long time? If you could, do your boy a favor and smash that like button for your boy. You know what I mean? We shout out my guy Just Do. Appreciate you sliding through this junk. Just Do. My guy Alycia Baumgardner G. Glad you could make it. So today, you know what I mean, I'm here with a little different EP. Today we're here talking about, women's boxing with this EP. We got the Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. You know what I mean, fight coming up. The basis of this EP today is pertaining to two fighters who will be on said undercard. You know what I mean, Mikaela Mayer and Alycia Baumgardner. You know what I mean? And if you've been following this, you know what I mean, for a second, like I have, you know that this thing been kind of heating up, as time, goes along. Both these women, Mikaela Mayer, the WBC, the WBO champ. Mikaela Mayer, the IBF and the WBO champ. Alycia Baumgardner, the WBC champ. This fight will be for unification. This is going to be October 10th on the Clarissa Shields Savannah Marshall card. You know what I mean? These girls have been going, back and forth quite a bit. You know what I mean? Shout out my guy James sliding through this joint. Shout out my guy Andre. Glad you could make it. Glad you could make it. Appreciate y'all folks sliding through this joint. But Mikaela Mayer, she was giving an interview, on the DAZN network. You know what I mean? On the DAZN network. Mikaela Mayer, was asked. She was asked questions about Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall, and of course, she was asked questions about her up and coming fight as well. Mikaela Mayer had some choice words, in my opinion. You know what I mean, for Alycia Baumgardner. Now, really, now on the grand scheme of things, what these two women have said to each other, you know what I mean, on the grand scheme of things, this was kind of like light work. You know what I mean, but the reporter asked the reporter asked Mikaela Mayer exactly what she thought of Alycia Baumgardner. And Mikaela Mayer held back no punches. Mikaela Mayer started by saying that she don't think that Alycia Baumgardner is as good as Alycia Baumgardner thinks she is. She said that she feels that Alycia Baumgardner, is overrated as a champ, and she has yet to face any real competition. You know what I mean? She said she said that she hasn't, done enough for her to have the attitude that she has, and she feels like that Alycia Baumgardner needs to be humble, and she'll be more than glad to be the one to humble Alycia Baumgardner. You know what I mean? And that's just like one of the few things that these two women, have had to say about each other. If you are in the Twitterverse, or if you've been following this on Twitter, you know what I mean. You see that these women have been trading bars back and forth, for some time now. You know what I mean. I'm not really sure where all of this came from. You know what I mean, where the hostility and animosity behind all of this came from. You know what I mean. But to her credit, Mikaela Mayer had been asking for this fight for some time now. Just as soon as Alycia Baumgardner beat Terry Harper, you know what I mean, Mikaela Mayer, took to her social media, and right then and there, she was, on Alycia Baumgardner about a unification match and making that fight, a unification match and making that fight happen. Originally, Alycia Baumgardner, she had other plans. If you let Mikaela Mayer tell it, Alycia Baumgardner, was hesitant, and she didn't really want this fight, and she don't really, want to fight her. But Alycia Baumgardner, said that her and her team were planning to do other things at first, which they were, you know what I mean? They were trying to fight the WBA champion, if I'm not mistaken. But Alycia Baumgardner and the WBA champ couldn't come to an agreement. Or it was another one of those champs, not named Mikaela Mayer. They were trying to make a fight, I think, with the Asian lady, the Korean lady. One of those, forgive me. Her name is Fujoku, I think. They were trying to make a fight with Fujoku, but it ended up falling through. So Alycia Baumgardner ended up coming on back around. And now, we got Mikaela Mayer versus Alycia Baumgardner. So when Mikaela Mayer is saying all these things, that Alycia Baumgardner didn't want this fight. She's undeserving. She never wanted to fight me. That's the things that Mikaela Mayer is coming from, in the sense that she was the more aggressive in making this fight, in which she was. You know what I mean? There was a time where I thought, maybe need I say Alycia, no, Baumgardner was ducking Mikaela Mayer. I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but I will say that Alycia Baumgardner and her team were trying to go a different direction, because Alycia Baumgardner, had personally said herself on her Twitter, she was like, we're waiting, we're trying to make this fight. She's like, we're trying to make this fight right now. You either, could wait on the fight, or you could take your fat ass up, to 135, you know what I mean, to the next division. And that was Alycia Baumgardner words, not mine. You know what I mean? But these women have been going back and forth for a minute. This is getting more and more intense. As shit goes on. But since then, Alycia Baumgardner has came back and said, you know what, Mikaela Mayer, I'm gonna take you up on your offer. And now, even better, now we got this fight on the undercard of Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields. You know what I mean? So now we got a super women's undercard. You know what I mean, going on. Shout out Mr. Fitz. He said Maya thinks she's better than she actually is. Shout out my guy Mr. Fitz sliding through this joint. Glad you could make it. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for this fight, myself. You know what I mean? This is a fight that I kind of been watching. I kind of been walking it down. I'm one of the, people who are more excited, about the women's division. I know there are a lot of good fighters in women's boxing. You just got to kind of find them out. Now the talent pool isn't deep, but if you know what you're looking for, you know what you're looking at, then you know that there is a lot of talent in the women's boxing division. But this thing with Mikaela Mayer and Alycia Baumgardner, I tell you for sure, there is no love lost between these two. I'm interested to see how this unfolds. I just wanted to come here and let y'all know that Alycia Baumgardner said that, Mikaela Mayer said that Alycia Baumgardner needs to be humble, that she was overrated and that she needs to be put in her place, and that she's going to be the one to put Alycia Baumgardner, in her place. But y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. I'm getting ready to do my official live stream. Y'all make sure y'all come back. We're going to be here for a good and a long time on the next live stream. Y'all want to come, because I'm finna tell y'all it's a lot of clout chasing going wrong. And I got some people, some people that you might know, that you will expect, and some people that you might not expect. And I'm going to tell you how it's levels to clout chasing, and how, anybody, if they wanted to, could consider something or a certain thing as clap chasing, you know what I mean? But we're gonna talk about Nick. Just y'all stay tuned. Give it 5 minutes and look back on Southern T. Y'all go see what I mean. But appreciate y'all folks sliding through this. John Skin Hardaway Southern T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but this the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Look, you know what I mean? Make sure y'all catch me on the flip side. The flip side being 5 minutes.